Hawkeye here. Today I'm going to talk about some of the mistakes I made when I started backpacking. And believe me, I made plenty. Backpacking has a pretty big learning curve, and a lot of it's trial and error. But I'll share with you some tips that I learned from my experiences. Make sure you do your research and get the right type of footwear. Waterproof boots are great in the wintertime, and that's about it as far as I'm concerned. Every time I've worn them, the boots got super saturated and there's no place for the water to go. I'll show you a picture of my feet after 3 days of being stuck in waterproof boots, no chance for it to dry. Yeah, that was pretty gross. That's enough for me never to wear those boots again. Now I wear ventilated boots or trail runners, and they dry out a lot faster and they're more comfortable on my feet. And not one of my finest moments, I also planned a trip and I didn't think of water at all. Well, I thought of it, but I thought bringing 2 gallons of water was going to be sufficient. I'd never heard of a Sawyer water filter, and I knew nothing about tablets. I knew you could boil water, but that was about it. Bringing so much water and not having a filter, or tablets for instance, can add a lot of extra weight, and more weight is less fun. One of the bigger mistakes that I've made was planning a trip in the fall, and I didn't plan for daylight savings time. This can take hours of hiking time out of your day, and if you don't plan properly for it, it can ruin it for you. You're going to be trying to make time hacks that you can't meet, and for me, I had to bail out a couple days early just to be home for Thanksgiving dinner. Another mistake I made, the same exact trip, was I didn't plan for elevation gains. When you're reading your map, make sure you're paying attention to contour lines, because if you don't, you're going to have a rough time. Elevation takes time, and you need to plan for that. Here's one I'm sure you heard of: cotton kills. Now, it's never killed me, but it's made me pretty damn miserable. Cotton sticks to your skin and it doesn't dry. If you need to wear cotton on the trail, maybe a light Henley or a cotton t-shirt to sleep in, and that's about it. Make sure that you test the gear and the conditions that you're going to use it. I've brought a bivy sack out with me, and I knew it was going to rain, but I had never tested it in the rain before. I was soaked. I woke up in about 2 inches of water, and I could see my friend over in his tent, eating Cheetos, reading the newspaper. Didn't take long after that trip until I bought a tent of my own. Here's another one that I wish I didn't have to talk about. Make sure you have a roadmap to get to the trailhead. A lot of times trailheads are in the middle of nowhere. Chances are you're going to lose cell service. The last thing you want to do, trust me, is drive around in the middle of the night looking for the trailhead. End of the story is I never found the trailhead and ended up sleeping on the side of the road. I've still never been back to that trail. 2 big takeaways I want to send you off with are: do your research and test your gear. There's plenty of resources online that can help you avoid these mistakes. When it comes to testing your gear, test it in the conditions you plan to use it. Walking in your boots around the block isn't going to give you a good idea of how they're going to do on the trail. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave comments below. And remember, you heard it here first.